this is Samantha from recipethis.com, and today I wanted to show you just how easy it is to make the Tik Tok baked oatmeal in the air fryer. We'll be showing you step-by-step instructions in this video so that you can master it perfectly. And even better, we'll be showing you how to do it in ramekins, in the air fryer, without having to worry about getting your blender out. As well as this recipe, we have more than 1,000 recipes for you to choose from over at recipethis.com, with a common theme of cooked with kitchen gadgets. We have air fryer recipes, instant pot recipes, slow cooker recipes, soup maker recipes, bread machine recipes, and many others. We can't wait to see you over there to check out the rest of our collection.
So, to start the baked oatmeal, you need some bananas. Go with 200 grams of bananas, and then what you want to do is you want to slice them up because then it's easier to mush them up. Now, there's a big thing at the moment with baked oatmeal through using various sauces, and I've been doing baked oatmeal for breakfast. It's my favourite air fry breakfast since I think I started doing it in 2019. And what got me is all these TikTok videos, they blend the bananas. Well, I can't be bothered with all that washing up at breakfast time. So what I do is I actually slice the bananas, mush them up a bit, and it's still absolutely delicious. So if you want to save on washing up at breakfast, then do it my way. So you just want to mush it with your hands so that you kind of turn in your bananas into like mashed potatoes. So grab a few of the slices and keep doing this, and it doesn't take long at all, and it saves getting the blender out. Not that I don't love my blender, because I do, and I do use the blender for breakfast smoothies, but when you've got to clean your ramekins anyway, you might as well reduce down your washing up. So once you've done that, give your hands a quick wipe because it gets everywhere. And then it's time to add in the rest of the ingredients. So after 200 grams of bananas, we're going with 120 grams of gluten-free oats. I don't like gluten and it always messes with me. So if you can use whatever you like. This is actually what we're using today is Bob's Red Mill oat bran. You see, when you do this and you're making your oatmeal, you're actually blending the oats. So let's say you're using regular rolled oats, you'd want to put them through a blender. But whereas if you use oat bran, it's already blended, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you want 2 large eggs. And then after the eggs, you can add in some Greek yogurt. I use Greek yogurt because it makes your oatmeal creamier. Just 2 good dollops. And then you can use any milk you like. I'm using a bit of coconut milk. And then for sugar, anything you like will do. I'm using a bit of maple syrup. Then you also want some vanilla essence. And those are the main ingredients that make up your baked oatmeal. So now it's a case of giving it all a good stir. Like that. Just like if you're using a cake batter and you need to give it a good mix before you put it into your ramekin. And then you've got a lovely smooth mixture with a few little lumps of bananas, but it's still lovely like that. So that's your main mixture. At this point, you could choose to mix in some fruit as well if you wanted. So what I have here is some pineapple chunks. They're frozen. And also, I have a bit of mango too. What I love to do is like to make meals for my pantry and my freezer. And these are half-used bags of fruit that I'd forgotten about from when it was last smoothie season. And they're just perfect for mixing it. So that's your main mixture there for making your baked oatmeal. Now you need to put it to one side. So the next thing is to spray your ramekins with extra virgin olive oil so that they won't stick as much, because trust me, if you don't do this, you'll be soaking your ramekins for hours and you'll be complaining about how much you need to scrub it. So just give them a quick, doesn't have to be perfect. And if you don't use extra virgin olive oil, you can also use coconut oil, so that works fantastic for this job. And then once you've done that, it's a case of loading them up. I find a spoon is much easier for this job than a fork. And then you just want to load them up like this. And then make sure you've got enough to cover your 4 ramekins. You'll note our ramekins don't actually match. That is because I bought them off Amazon, and each time we ordered them off Amazon, they'd be in packs of 4, and you can guarantee that one of them would be smashed. And then when you end up smashing them yourself, you end up running out, and it's just kind of turned into our mix and match. But the kids don't care, they just love a bit of baked oatmeal for the breakfast. And then what I've also seen happening on TikTok at the moment is when you fill these up, you can fill them up to halfway and then add a layer of some sort of filling that you want. So you could add in some chocolate chips or whatever is your thing. So, scraping the bowl, we don't want any food waste. So there's your 4 ramekins ready to go. But I have a daughter that absolutely adores strawberries. So we also finish off with a strawberry on top of each. You can mix and match with these quite a bit, to be honest. For example, you can use any kind of creamy alternative to Greek yogurt. It doesn't have to be Greek yogurt. It can be fromage free, it could be quark, it could be totally naughty and be something like mascarpone. And with the frozen fruit, you can use any you want, and you could also use chocolate chips if you want. Important part of oatmeal is crushed bananas, the oats, and eggs and liquid so that it can all mix together. You can then take your own version of that for how you love your food in the air fryer. And of course, you can fit 4 in the air fryer basket at once, but if it's just you, you can do just 1 if you want, or just 2. The great thing about this recipe is it's set to make 4, so if there's just 2 of you, just half the recipe and then just make 2. So now it's time to put them into the air fryer basket. Like I say, 4 easily fits in our air fryer. We have the Philips Air Fryer XL, and out of the many air fryers we've tried and our years using the air fryer, in our opinion, it's absolutely the best one. The original was Philips, and they have different patented technology compared to other companies. So we always find that we try other air fryers and they just don't quite cut it. So if you haven't got an air fryer yet, then try the Philips Air Fryer XL. Then load it in. Be careful because you don't want your strawberries to fall. And then gently close it.
So let's turn the air fryer on. You're looking for 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 12 minutes. And then press start.
And we've baked. Shall we check on them then? So wow, those are our 4 ramekins. And as you can see, the fruit perfectly defrosts and cooks with the oatmeal, so you don't have to worry about defrosting your fruit first. And you also get a nice colour on your strawberries, and the strawberry syrup drips into your oatmeal, and it's absolutely lovely. So just to double check that they're cooked, you can simply put a knife in there like that, and then just double check that it's piping hot is the knife. And then they are ready to serve. So then you just want to do your final touches. I love a bit of maple syrup on top of mine. And then I normally add some more Greek yogurt as well. And that's also how I serve them from the kiddies. So if you want something simple to feed your kiddies for breakfast that's much healthier than the usual breakfast, then give this a go. Or what I do, well, when we haven't got lockdown going on, is when we were doing the school run, I would make myself one of these for breakfast. And then what I would do is I would leave it in the air fryer staying warm while I went out and did the school run, and then I would have it as soon as I got back. So it's fantastic for that. And note that the air fryer can keep it warm for up to half an hour. So if you're imagining your morning routine, just kind of factor that in.
So I've got to have this wrapped in a tea towel because it's still red hot, but I just wanted to show you what it was like in the middle so that you can get an idea for when you do them yourself. As you can see, it's piping hot. So if feeding it to the kids, I recommend just putting a hole in it so the steam can go out a bit before you start eating it. So many people have actually asked me what baked oatmeal actually is. So just imagine it as porridge that you've baked instead of mixing in a pan with the different ingredients. And you think the ingredients are very similar to if you was doing porridge in a pan. So just think of it as a quick alternative to porridge, and then look at how delicious it looks. You know, it's perfectly cooked. You can add as many fruits to it as you want. You can use chocolate instead and turn it into a mug cake. It's just your simple recipe for you to play about with and get right and decide how you want to cook it yourself. And of course, the recipe is available in full at recipethis.com. Just search oatmeal.
Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.